ATN reports that Azuta Mbata on Friday emerged as the new president of the Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization. In a statement issued on Saturday, the leader of the Caucus, Senator Enyinaya Abaribe, said Mbata's victory at the election during the Ohanaeze Ndigbo General Assembly in Enugu marks a milestone in the history of the Apex Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization. The caucus, he said, has firm confidence in Mbata's pedigree and leadership qualities that are solid enough to steer Ohaneze to achieve the much-desired unity and development in Igbo land and command the ability to also reach out to similar associations outside Igbo land to enhance good relationships for the unity of Nigeria. We as a caucus have the confidence that Ohaneze, as constituted under the leadership of Senator Mbata, would weave the entire Igbo race cohesively together in unity and peace and make Ohaneze a veritable rallying point for Ndigbo wherever they may be. Such trajectory, we believe, would no doubt encourage, instill confidence, and reinvigorate the ability of our people to pursue their individual and collective goal to achieve sustainable development for the overall benefit of Igbo land and Nigeria. The caucus also allows the delegates at the General Assembly and the political leadership, particularly the state governors, for their unwavering commitments to support the new Ohaneze leadership to succeed, Abaribe said. The caucus also congratulated the outgoing President General Nze Felix Ozichukwu for leading Ohaneze to hand over the reins of leadership to Mbata in a peaceful election and enjoined Ndigbo to give Senator Mbata and his executive full support in carrying out his mandate to restore the dignity and prosperity of our Igbo. What do you make of this story, George?
Let me join the Senate caucus to also congratulate Senator John Azuta Mbata for his emergence of the President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo worldwide. For me, I think that Senator John Mbata has the experience, has the leadership qualities to steer Ohanaeze Ndigbo to the promised land. He has been a senator for years. He's well-read, has his contacts across the entire length and breadth of this nation, and he understands the need for, engagement as a way to building relationship with other ethnic groups and even the political leaders of this country to ensure, good representation for Ohanaeze Ndigbo. And again, because he's an Ikwere man, coming from a group that over time has vehemently, selected persons anyway, has vehemently disagreed that they are part and parcel of the Igbo ethnic nationality. That is also what is making this very important, that he has a lot of, roles to play in uniting because Igbo race is scattered across. It's not just within the 5 southeastern states. Even for those who are from the 5 southeastern states that lives abroad, they are part of the Igbo, Ohanaeze Ndigbo. And so we have our Igbo brothers, Kit and Ken, in the south, in the Delta states. You have them in River State. You even have some of them in Benue State. Even if it's just a community, even if it's just a community of 10, 15 persons, these people ordinarily trace their ancestry to the Igbo land, one way or the other. So Senator John Mbata will have to see how to unite all these people, to forge a common good for the Igbo group.
All right. It appears that the most challenge will be from his state of origin, River State, because there has been his emergence as the President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, has raised up a lot of controversies, a lot of issues around Ikwere, particularly the Ikwere people in River State saying that they are not Igbos. You recall that around the time when, prior to this election, as a build-up to this election, Obaki Ikwere na Rivers came out to say that Ikwere people are not part of Igbos. And they were saying it with respect to the fact that Ohaneze Ndigbo chapter in Rivers State were calling for the presidency to be zoned to, that they were saying it was the turn of Rivers to produce president for Ohanaeze Ndigbo. And Obaki Ikwerre Rivers said that to the extent that they know, Rivers is not part of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, and Ikwerre, is not part of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, and this is a son of Ikwerre. So, am I correct? That's a son of Ikwerre emerging as the president of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, contrary to what Obaki Ikwerre Rivers have said. What do you make of this? And the statements or the position of Obaki Ikwerre Rivers actually is the position of a lot of Ikwerre people too in Rivers State. How is he going to reconcile that?
What you will understand here is that after the war, after the civil war, the Ikwerre people formed the Obaki Ikwerre. And because the Ikwerre people are now in a state differently from the southeastern states, unlike before when the regional government was what binds everybody together. Now the Ikwerre people had extricated themselves by virtue of the creation of Rivers State in 1967. Now found the need to have an umbrella body of the Ikwerre people, which they call Obaki Ikwerre, even though the Ikwerres are not from one ancestry. Yes, the Ikwerre people are not from one ancestry.
Interesting.
You understand? So, but because we found ourselves in a state, there was need for we to come together as one, under the umbrella of Obaki Ikwerre, which Senator Mbata is also one, because he is a proud son of Afan Kingdom, where I also hail from.
Okay.
So all these years there has been the need to say Ikwerre is a distinct ethnic nationality. Given, I agree. But prior to this period, even after the post-civil war, we've had persons who have, one way or the other, become members of the executive of the Ohanaeze Ndigbo. We have Senator Obiwale who have, held a position there. We had Emmanuel Aguma from Port Harcourt City who have heard, we had persons like Senator Ella, who though is not an Ikwerre, but he has held positions. These are people of the Igbo-speaking, people, Igbo speakers, in Rivers State, who, found themselves to be part of this Igbo ethnic nationality. Let me say something here. You don't want to dabble into some of the reasons why, people began to extricate themselves from the larger Igbo ethnic nationality. Those reasons will remain there, because if we begin to air it, it may, come up with some things that may not go down well with us. But let me say this, that I, Judge Azuta Chinda, is of the view that the Ikwerres are part and parcel of the larger Igbo ethnic nationality.
What are your reasons?
There are so many things that you can talk about: the culture, the language, architecture. I'm not talking about modern architecture, I'm talking about the traditional architecture. Even down to DNA, to an extent. You confirm that these people are of the larger Igbo, ethnic nationality.
When you say DNA, one would say probably because, Ikwerre is married Igbo.
No, leave that aspect. I know what leave that aspect. I know where I'm going to.
All right, go ahead.
Now, when like I said, the Ikwerre people are not of one ancestry. So, and I cannot stay here to tell you that there is a particular man from somewhere in the hinterland, Igbo land, that either emigrated into this area and, have birth. No, there's nothing like that. If you go to the people you call the mainland Igbos, the hinterland Igbos, are they one people? Of course, no. With different dialects and languages. There was need for the intelligentsia to come up with what they call Igbos. That's the central language that every Igbo person speak and understand. But beyond that, they have different dialects. Take, for example, the 8 local government areas in Ebonyi State speak entirely different. From Abakaliki to Hozara, from Hozara to Ezambo, to wherever in that, they speak differently. Some of the languages will be sounding in a way that does not even, that is not close to what you understand as Igbo. But these are Igbo people. Enter Enugu, the man from Oji River, the man from Enugu itself, the man from Osoka, the man from Ogo. All these people speak differently. different dialects that does not relate, but they have the central Igbo with which everybody, understand. You enter Anambra, the same thing. You come to Imo, Owerri, Mbise, Ikeduru, or Mbitonu, they are all banding each other one word, but they speak differently. If an Owerri man speak, you understand that this is an Owerri man. In the same man, the same thing. Oguta, differently. You go to Abia, the people from Aro, the Aro block, that's the Abia North, speak entirely different from the Umuahia man. The Umuahia man speak differently from the Ngwa man. The Ngwa man speak differently from the Okwa man. They all have their distinct dialect, but they are all Igbos. Is it because they found themselves in the 5 southeastern states, and these other people found themselves outside the 5 southeastern states and decide to say we are not? So these are people of the, if you look at it, like I said, the culture, the tradition, architecture, and so many other factors here and there that relate these people, the deities. So these are the things that you cannot easily wish away. We understand that there may have been some things that I would not want to see on national television that led to people trying to extricate themselves and not wanting to get involved with whatever. If I begin to go, that will call for further debate. There's no need for that. But I am telling you, this is my own view. And I believe that's the reason why Mbata is a member of the Ohanaeze Ndigbo to the point of contesting for the presidency of that honorable organization. You understand? So, for me, I don't see whatever any other person is saying against his position that is, tenable. It doesn't make any meaning to me. He is the member of Ohanaeze Ndigbo. He has a right as an
And also a member of Obaki Kwere.
Yes, he is.
Na Rivers.
Don't they have Obako this, Obako that in all of these Igbo states I'm talking about? Nzuko this, Nzuko that, of maybe Ungwa, of this. The people also have their own. Igbo is bigger than just this, Ikwere this or Ikwere that, or, Igbo is an ethnic nationality that is so big. So big, but within the Igbo state, because we are Republican in nature, everybody has their, we don't run a feudal system here. We run a republic. Every community has their leadership and things like that.
And all that.
So that is the challenge that we are having, to say people are, of the Igbo ethnic nationality. But you cannot take away the fact that we speak similar language. We speak similar language. Though if I begin to speak Igbo, you need to put your ear down to be able to, but it sounds similar. It doesn't sound something separate from what you know. There are distinctions, no doubt, but there are many things that
you can understand the fundamentals
fully
because you're Igbo.
Fully.
So when an Ikwere man speaks, even though you don't understand everything, you will understand the basics. So,
and this language you are talking about is not just happened in the last 50 years. We are talking about something that has existed from time immemorial. So you begin to ask, there has never been any history of Igbo invasion of River State, where you said the Rivers people or the people were slaves to the hinterland Igbos. So over time, they colonized them and made them to speak that. Nothing like that. There has never been anything like that. So how come this language became so similar? You said because of trade. What trade? Trade that didn't change most of the things. We have our own dialect, our own intonation. You can't take it away. Even in the next 200 years, it's still there. Except the language goes into extinction. Similar way, all these other areas in the 5 southeastern states have theirs. But the intelligentsia came up with that central Igbo, which is used for communication, writing and public speeches, for everybody within this circle to understand. But when everybody go back to their various, they have their various dialects.
All right, very well. Now, back to the final question. The question I asked earlier, that will be the final question for this particular story. And that will be looking at Senator Mbata's leadership, considering, he comes from a state that, there are controversies surrounding the Igbo lineage and ancestry. How do you see Mbata leading Ohanaeze Ndigbo in face of these controversies?
For me, I don't see any controversy. The structure is already there. The first thing first is to step in, call for a stakeholders meeting, address them, and he's not new to leadership. He knows what to do. As regard where he's coming from with the vehement opposition to it,
that's the
question. He will reach out.
All right.
He will reach out, and this is just like, telling the people why we should go this way and all of that. He will try his best. And if nobody is listening to him, he will lead the people who wants to be led. It's as simple as that.
All right.
There are a lot of Ikwere men who are members of the Ohanaeze Ndigbo group. I'm talking about Rivers State here, even before now, who are card-carrying members of this noble organization. So those ones who attend meetings, there will be new converts based on his leadership style. He coming on board will come with something. There are people who will join him. And for those who will remain vehement against Ikwere Igbo or not, there's no problem. Meanwhile, let me say this. I'm not categorically saying that there is someone from the Igbo hinterland that came down here and sired what we know today as Ikwere. There's no such history. All I'm saying is that the same way the Igbo is an ethnic nationality that has different
dialectal variations.
People that make up this place, which for me, I think that the Ikwere is one of them.
All right, very well. Now, that also brings me to one more question. Now, after the emergence of Mbata as the president of Ohaneze Ndigbo, there appears to be a faction right now. I mean, interestingly, there appears to be a faction where Okuku is claiming that he is the president of Ohaneze Ndigbo. That convention was held in Rivers State. Meanwhile, the national convention that saw the emergence of Mbata held in Enugu State. What do you have to say to this recent drama that appears to be unfolding right now in the presidency of Ohaneze Ndigbo?
It is really unfortunate that some persons will allow themselves to be used to destabilize what I see as a historic moment for especially the Ikwere people, heading that noble organization. It is quite obvious that the convention that's brought Senator John Mbata is the real convention of Ohaneze Ndigbo that held in Enugu with the attendance of the Southeast governors, the intelligentsia, the businessmen and women, and who is who. The Imobi of the Ohaneze, we are all in attendance in that meeting. So the one they say they had in Port Harcourt here, I don't think was sanctioned by the body that's responsible for conducting the election. So obviously someone is using someone to trying to destabilize what is actually going on. But then I believe that they will resolve. The reason for me, I don't know, I may be wrong, I feel that the entrance of Senator Mbata into this race was a bit late. Maybe others didn't see it coming, because before now, there has been campaigns. We've seen posters of Mike Okiru in different parts. We've seen people, spoke on his behalf, campaigning among the Igbo people on why this person should lead. Nobody saw Senator Mbata's poster. Just barely a few days to the election, it emerged that Senator Mbata is actually in the race and all of that. So I feel that that is the reason for the grievance of Uche Okpokpo and his group. I don't think that this conflict is something that cannot be resolved. For me, it's something that a meeting should be called. These key stakeholders should have a meeting, and it's a give and take thing. For whatever it is, let's forge ahead. This is an opportunity, for the Ikwere to, head this organization and bring about leadership and development to Ohaneze Ndigbo. So in fighting, we definitely not see us achieving that. Therefore, please, sheathe your sword. There is always a way to pacify this thing. So that's what should be done.
All right.